Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Hustle and Hoops game reaction. Today, we're going to be doing another Detroit Pistons game because why not? It's a little bit easier for me. Let's just get this started, go right into it. Before anyone says, oh, Dove, why aren't you doing other games? Why is it just the Pistons every time? Give me a minute. First of all, NBA League Pass is terrible. They don't have the 4-game watch feature, the mosaic view, whatever you want to call it, red zone. They don't have it, so it's really difficult to watch multiple games, and the servers, the internet is trash. So give me a little time, let me readjust, figure out how to do it. I'll get to doing full game recaps for every night of every game. Now, Detroit versus Atlanta, we had a good time. It was a fun game, I'll admit. We lost, but some simple stats just to start off. Detroit shot 46% from the field in this game, 43% from three. Atlanta shot 49% from the field, 36% from three. You saw Trae Young really not have a great shooting game, yet he still scored 30 plus. You saw DeJounte Murray have a good game in the mid-range, but not really score too much. John Collins had a good game. DeAndre Hunter had a very good game, just getting to the basket and getting to his spot. On the Pistons side, Cade, Bojan absolutely looked like killers tonight. This was kind of Cade's breakout game for the season. I think Bojan continues to be our best scorer flat out. And, you saw Sadiq Bey drop 17. The first thing I want to talk about is Detroit and their defense. It's despicable. It's terrible. It's actually awful. I mean, besides the fact that we have little to no communication, we are trying to switch next to everything, although it's slowed down a little bit this game and the last game, but there's still a lot of switching. You see a lot of Killian, Kojo, Cade on Capella or Collins, and you're just sitting there and you're wondering, what are you doing? What are you doing? Either make the substitutions required so that your team doesn't have to guard up, or call a fucking timeout and make the adjustments necessary to the defensive scheme so that we're not constantly seeing wide open three-pointers because someone just forgot their man or switched off to a different guy and forgot the other guy. I mean, it's unfortunate to see a team not really even putting in the fullest effort when you're like a young squad, a young, talented team, and you're not putting in the fullest effort on the defensive end. You just have to wonder why. But we got beat in the rebound battle by 6, so not too bad tonight. We won the assist battle 23-22. It was not as bad of a playmaking game as the other night, for sure. But the ball movement was still relatively meh, especially when that bench unit comes in. Now, something that I really want to talk about with this bench unit is Hami Diallo. I'll give you the season, obviously. I'll give you time. But this shit tonight was not acceptable. Not acceptable. That was terrible. I mean, you were a flat-out negative on the floor. You weren't defending and you weren't playmaking and you weren't scoring. I mean, these mid-range pull-ups are terrible. The three-point shot is not hitting. The athleticism is not really showing where it's supposed to be or where it has. And that's why we have you off the bench. We have you off the bench to be a spark plug, to come in, bring some energy, get out. And unfortunately, for some reason, the bench heavily depends on that. When, I know we've got some injuries, I know we got some issues, but I genuinely believe a lineup of Killian Hayes, Corey Joseph, Isaiah Livers, Kevin Knox, and Jalen Duren can at least guard something. Now, you don't love the Corey Joseph there. I don't. I'm not even going to talk about the start because no. But Bojan and Cade had an excellent night. I loved that truck on Trae. But between the two of them, they dropped 30 points by halftime. Trae Young had 16 in the first quarter, and a lot of Cade's buckets came from the drive or in the mid-range. He had a few threes, but Cade really succeeded at getting to his spot tonight. And I think a lot of that had to do with the drop and Trae Young, because every single time Trae Young was on Cade, attack, which is beautiful. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Jalen Duren's activity on the glass and just in general is beautiful. Came in, and I was one of those people that genuinely said that he might play with the Motor City Cruise this year. Nope. He looks like an NBA player right now, and that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy to say. He raises the floor of everyone around him, and that's with his playmaking, with his rim protection, with his rim presence. He just brings so much physicality and presence to the floor, and it is so goddamn helpful for this bench unit that doesn't even know how to rebound. And team rebounding, again, huge thing. Team rebounding. We got to work as a team. But there were 6 lead changes in the first half, over 15 in the second, 22 total lead changes. It was a back and forth ass game. Points in the paint, Atlanta had 56, Detroit had 42. I mean, realistically, a lot of this dribble penetration shit is going to be hard for us to deal with until Nerlens Noel comes in, and until, we figure out how to mesh as a team defensively. A lot of that is just going to be tough. The 3-point shot, we'll see go up and down every night. But points in the paint, consistently, we'll probably lose this battle until, Now, the biggest thing I think to take away from this game is the 25 shot attempts that Cade Cunningham took from the floor tonight. You have to just be so goddamn proud of Cade and all the progress that he's made to now come into a game and confidently take 25 shots. That's star shit. It's star shit. And I can't wait to see what else Cade has to show us, what else he's willing to do, because that's really what it's about. The stars, the superstars in this league, Trae Young showed that tonight, are the ones who are willing to try and do it. The ones who are willing to drop 30 on 30 attempts. That's what you have to do as a star, because you're expected to. Now, is Cade going to be the 30-point per game star? Maybe not. But what he definitely showed us tonight is that you can depend on him heavily as a primary and secondary ball handler. He has shown time after time that he can get to his spot, whether it's the mid-range or the basket, easily. And I'll admit, part of that has to do with the fact that a lot of teams are dropping on him in the pick and roll, but it's going to take advantage of that. And Cade, when Ivy comes back from his illness, Bojan dropping 30 points, 20, 25, whatever, Sadiq, Stu, Duren, this team is going to be extremely exciting and extremely fun to watch. And we'll have good games against good teams. But, man, we got really lucky. I mean, for this Atlanta team to shoot 36% from 3 as a team, with Trae Young shooting as bad as he did from 3, and not much else creation coming from any individual other than Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. I mean, we got lucky in this one. It could have been worse, for sure. But a lot of that had to do with us kind of just losing it in the fourth quarter. This was a lost game for the Detroit Pistons, and that's on Dwayne Casey. Substitutions and adjustments can be made, always. And there weren't substitutions made. So you see Corey Joseph still on the fucking floor at the end of the game, guarding Trae Young, reaching without even looking at the fucking ball so Trae Young gets to the line. I don't know. I can't tell you what we should have done better. But what I can tell you is that what we did do was definitely not good and needs to be improved on, because we don't need to be closing games out this year, but we need to at least show the ability to, the heart to, and we didn't show that tonight. We did not. But it is what it is. We had a good time. I had a good time. I hope y'all did too. See y'all in the next one.